Shalom, all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai, double honors to elder apostles, great millstone, and salutations to you, I can teach all truth and sincerity. I'm gonna make this a quick lesson on, this is a part two to the so-called white man who is Esau, are going into slavery, and the other nations are going into slavery, with him. So I'm gonna start in Obadiah chapter 1, verse 8. Shall I not in that day save the Lord, even destroy the wise men out of Edom, and understanding out of the mount Esau? Thy mighty men, O Teman, shall be dismayed to the end that every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. So Esau's, the so-called white man's violence against his twin Jacob, who are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, um, he's gonna be cut off by slaughter. Um, you know, it says in Genesis when Jacob got the promise and blessing, and was blessed by Isaac, um, Esau, cried and had tears because he felt like his brother stole his birthright, when his birthright he gave it away for some uncooked meat, and he basically sold Jacob his birthright for some uncooked meat. And then when um, Jacob made that venison for Isaac with the help of his mother Rebecca, uh, after that, and Isaac blessed Jacob, and you know, blessed him with servants, and blessed him with abundance of things that, he gave him the blessing of the kingdom, the blessing, like he basically blessed Jacob. And when Esau, because Jacob supplanted Esau. He supplanted Esau with the birthright. He basically supplanted Esau, because the word Jacob means supplanter. Um, but, uh, when my point with this is, Esau vowed to come after Jacob, which he did. He vowed in Genesis, I think. Yeah, in Genesis, he vowed to come after Jacob. He kept that vow throughout his lineage. His entire lineage have always had a like Esau, the so-called white man, is our mortal enemy. The so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, mortal enemy, and he showed his horns. He showed his true nature when he brought us into slavery, and got us under his enslavement. He showed his horns. He showed who he truly is our enemy. He truly is our enemy. And for his violence against our people, shame, it says shame shall cover him. And he's gonna go through a brutal enslavement himself, and he's gonna go through slavery for 1,000 years, and be slaughtered at the end of 1,000 years. But anyway, I'm gonna continue reading this Obadiah 1. I'm gonna read verse 11. In the day that thou stoodest on the other side, in the day that the stranger carried away captive his forces, hold that, and and foreigners enter into his gate, and cast lots upon Jerusalem. Even thou was as one of them, but thou shouldest not have looked on the day that thy brother is in, the day that he became a stranger. Neither shouldest thou have rejoiced over the children of Judah in the day of destruction, neither shouldest thou have spoken proudly in the day of the distress. Thou shouldest not have entered into the gate of my people in the day of their calamity. Yea, thou shouldest not have looked on their affliction in the day of their calamity, and nor have laid hands on their substance in the day of their calamity. Neither shouldest thou have stood in the crossway to cut off those of his that did escape, neither shouldest thou have delivered up those of his that did in remain in the day of uh, for the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen, as thou hast done it, shouldest it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thy own head. So all other nations, but mainly Esau, done all these things to the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. Your reward that will turn upon thy own head is slavery, captivity. For the Edomites, namely, you're going to be going through a brutal enslavement, and then you're going to be cut off and slaughtered and burnt, and there'll be no remaining of you. And these other nations, they're going to go through slavery. Maybe your friends, they're gonna come with you in slavery. You're not gonna be alone. Esau's not gonna be alone, man. That's what I mean. Like they're gonna be like Esau's not gonna be the only heathen we're gonna have in slavery. The other heathens also. So anyway, continue reading. This is Obadiah 1:16. For as ye have drunk upon my holy mountain, so shall all the heathen drink continually. Yea, they shall drink, and they shall swallow down. They shall be as though they have not been. But upon Mount Zion shall be deliverance, and there shall be holiness, and the house of Jacob shall possess their possessions. And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble, and they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord has spoken it. So my next scripture is Jeremiah um Jeremiah 30:16, and it says Jeremiah 30:16, therefore all they that devour thee shall be devoured, and all thy adversaries, every one of them shall go into captivity, and they that spoil thee shall be spoiled, and all that prey upon thee shall I give for a prey. So it says all thy adversaries, that means every heathen that's an adversary. All the heathens that are adversaries to Israel are going to go into captivity, and you know, and Esau's the number one of all the heathens that is gonna go to captivity. Actually, deserves captivity for all the wickedness that they have brought to this earth. Um, my next scripture is Isaiah 24 and 17. Isaiah 24:17. Fear and the pit and the snare are upon thee, O inhabitants of the earth. And it shall come to pass that he who fleeth from the noise of the fear shall fall into the pit, and he that cometh up out of the midst of the pit shall be taken in the snare. For the windows have on from on high are open, and the foundations of the earth do shake. The earth is utterly broken, the earth is clean dissolved, the earth is moved exceedingly. The earth shall rail to and fro like a drunkard, it shall be restored like a cottage in transgression, thereof shall be heavy upon it, and it shall fall. This is talking about the time of the nuclear missiles, but also can go into the part where America is the place that the missiles are going to drop here in America, which is Babylon, is going to destroy this place called America, but um, it goes into that, but it's talking about the time when the missiles drop and the earth will shake and rail like a drunkard. Um, uh, I'm gonna read verse 21. That's the last. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall punish the hosts of the high ones that are on high, and the kings of the earth upon the earth. So the Lord's gonna punish all these elites who are ruling and rulership, and put them in captivity. um, right after the destruction, because the elect are gonna be in the chariots, and they're gonna come down after the fire, that after the entire explosion is over, after the fire has you know died down and the earth is not shaking anymore. That's when the elect are gonna come down off the chariots and put these heathens in bondage and slavery. Um, I got one more. I got two more, and that's it. Um, and Daniel 7:18 it says, but this it says Daniel 7:18, but the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever. So the saints of the Most High, who are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, are going to take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever. That means we're not gonna ever go off, because all the laws, statutes, commandments are gonna be written in our inward parts, and we're not gonna go off, and the kingdom is gonna be an everlasting and forever kingdom. Like, it's gonna be our everlasting retirement, because like we're gonna have servants. We're not gonna be doing work. Like, we're gonna be resting in our kingdom. And it's gonna be an everlasting retirement. And these heathens are going to basically build up our walls and build up our kingdom. Um, So my last scripture is Isaiah 14:1 through 6. Oh yeah. I'm gonna read this. Isaiah 14, verse 1. For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land, and the stranger shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. The people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids, and they shall take them captives who captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. So it's all these heathens have oppressed Israel, and we're going to rule over them. It shall come to pass in the day that the Lord shall give them rest from their sorrow, from thy sorrow, and from thy fear, and from the hard bondage wherein thou was made to serve, that thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon, and say, how has the oppressor ceased and the golden city ceased? The Lord has broken the staff of the wicked and the sepulchre of the rulers. He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke, he that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted and none hindered. So these heathens, all these heathens, are going to be taken down. They're going to be put in slavery. They're going to build up our walls. And Esau is the number one target of all the heathens, because he's going to get the worst enslavement of all. He's not going to have any mercy. He's going to get the worst beat downs in kingdom of all. And he actually deserves his beat downs. He deserves, for all the wickedness and all the things he have done to the children of Israel, he deserves his ass whoopings. And Esau is the so-called white man. The so-called white man deserves his ass whoopings. So I think I'm finished with my point. My point is, all these heathens and so-called white men are gonna go into slavery together. So I hope this is edifying. I'm gonna say all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashim outside, and double honors to the elder apostles, great millstone, and salutations to Akim teaching all true sincerity and shalom.